The Celtics escape elimination.
Which I'm happy for them.
I'm not.
I really wanted them
wish
to
they got
figure
sent
it out.
home.
I was not ready for them to go down the way they did.
I wish they got sent home.
I truly think that there's a strong possibility of the first 3-0 comeback ever.
No, and this would be the team to do it.
This would be this, like, has there ever been a scenario like this where you have the heavy seed down 3-0, clearly the better team down 3-0? I would love to see, like, the last time that's ever happened. But we're given the perfect scenario, the perfect opportunity, where arguably one of the best teams in the NBA finds themselves down 3-0. Like, that's nuts, bro.
I'll say this, though. I feel like everyone's kind of jumping a little too early.
Sure. Dude, they're plus 200 to win this series. And you know what they were before the game? Plus 700.
And I think there's two veins of thought. And it happened right after the game on TNT, which is what?
I said it's never happened.
Yeah, no one's ever come back from 3-0.
No one's ever done it. But I think there's two veins of thought, and it happened right after the game on TNT if you watched the full game, because I wanted to watch the broadcast after. There's going to be two bettors when it comes to this Game 5. There's going to be the Charles Barkley that literally on air said he cannot wait. He cannot get to FanDuel quick enough to bet on the Celtics. Guaranteeing a Celtics blowout, guaranteeing a Celtics win. You said it twice. I can't wait to call my bookie. He said I can't call my bookie fast enough. I can't get to FanDuel fast enough to place on the Celtics to win Game 5. And then there's Shaq, who said we're looking at a Miami Heat team that just had 16 turnovers. It's the most turnovers they've had all playoffs. That are going to look at themselves and go, that just wasn't us.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think we're forgetting Miami already took 2 in their house. So this isn't a team that was like, oh, fuck, we lost a game at home. Now we got to go into Boston. This is a Miami team that's won in Milwaukee, that's won in New York, and that took both in Boston. And that has a star player that, by the way, could give less of a fuck about what's happening. He went to his post-game press conference singing Everything's Going to Be All Right. That was the first thing he did when he sat down. He sang that song, Everything's Going to Be All Right. I'm betting on the Heat. Because we have not seen back-to-back games where Jason Tatum has showed up. Congratulations, you scored 34 points in an elimination game where you're expected to do so. Jaylen Brown is playing like a fucking cardboard cutout. They got, I'm not going to say lucky, they got fortunate that Gabe Vincent turned his ankle in like a very crucial part of the game where they were only down 10 and this Miami Heat team has come back from down 10 very frequently. And they got very fortunate that Grant Williams and the rest of the Celtics finally started hitting their 3 balls. Right?
Yep.
This Game 5 is not going to be as easy as I think everyone thinks it's going to be. Because this Miami Heat team does not care.
Yeah. But, like, dude, think about the regular season, how mid the Miami Heat were.
This isn't the same team.
Like, how they were so mid, I was never betting on them.
But
ever.
this isn't the same team. Caleb Martin is like shooting 6 for 8 every night. He's not going to slow down.
How is that sustainable, though, man?
That's the same thing they said about the Raptors team. They're like, who the fuck is Fred VanVleet? What is he doing right now?
Yeah. I mean, magical teams get hot at the right times.
They still have Kyle Lowry, by the way.
Shit definitely happens often, but I think they're just on this magical run, man, and they're kind of coming back down to earth. And if the Celtics can win the next game, bro, and just keep this thing alive, it's going to be very sweaty for Heat fans.
But if you watch the game, you saw a team that turned the ball over to clip. They've never turned the ball over before. And you saw Jimmy Butler miss 9 out of 10 layups down the stretch with 3 minutes left. That's never going to happen again.
They just looked way more upbeat on defense. Like they were there.
Because they were going to go home.
They showed up. If they bring that team back on the court again in Game 5, bro, like, let's not forget this is arguably one of the best teams in the NBA. And, like, they were unplugged for 3 games. I don't know what the fuck was happening. But last night, they strung together some really good offensive possessions. And on the defensive side, like, they were just not letting, Bam with 10 points, man, like, he was non-existent.
But again, Jason Tatum hasn't showed up in back-to-back games yet this entire playoffs. other than the fourth quarter and then dropping 50. So, like, yeah, I'll give him that one. Jaylen Brown has gone ice cold in this series, and he didn't show signs of turning it around last night. So now you're telling me I have to rely on Jason Tatum, who hasn't shown up back-to-back games once the entire playoffs. I got to rely on Derek White, who's been streaky now. I got to rely on Malcolm Brogdon, who's been streaky now. And I really have to rely on Grant Williams to go 4 for 5 again to beat the Miami Heat, who I now am completely removing the paper analysis of this team on paper and watching them and going, their role players are fucking legit. Max Strus will go 3 for 4. Caleb Martin will only miss 2 shots the entire game. I'm still so confident in this Miami team because they don't care. Like, we think we build these narratives, and I did it the first 2 games, and then I did it the third game, and then I did it the fourth game and was wrong every single game. There's not been a spread in Boston where the Celtics weren't -8. They lost outright the first 2 games. Then they came into Miami as favorites, and they lost outright again. Like, this is not a Boston Celtics team right now that is the regular season Boston Celtics team, and this clearly isn't a Miami Heat team that's the regular season Miami Heat team.
Facts. No, you're not wrong. Dude, I'm going to bet on the Heat the rest of the way. I've gotten every single pick wrong in this series. I took the Celtics the first 3 games on the spread. They lost all 3 games. Took the Heat last night. Heat lose. I'm going to keep taking the Heat, bro, and I promise you there's going to be a Game 7.
No, if it goes to 7, the Celtics win.
There will be a Game 7.
The Heat might roll over next game.
The books are saying that the Celtics have a better chance to win this series than the Cincinnati Reds do to win today, which is nuts.
That's fucking absurd.
Nuts. After everything we've watched, after just the discombobulated team that we've saw the first 3 games, that there's a better chance they win this series than the Cincinnati fucking Reds to beat the Cardinals today, which is fucking
That's
nuts.
absurd.
Nuts.
I do agree with Charles, though, when he said Game 6 is Miami's Game 7.
Sure.
You can roll over Game 5.
Absolutely.
You can roll over Game 5, but if you lose in Miami in Game 6, it's fucking curtains.
Yeah.
Because you're losing Game 7.
Yeah.
Because now that's just too much momentum. It's just too much.
And it's crazy how it's never happened before in the NBA. It's happened in the MLB with the Red Sox, which was an unbelievable scenario against the Yankees in like 2004, I think. I don't know if you've seen that documentary or like how
I actually just saw the clip of it yesterday.
how that shit unfolded, but unbelievable, bro. It came down. It was like they were down in the 8th inning, down 3-0 in the series, and they just clutched the fuck up. It was an unreal story. The Kings did it when I was in high school.
I remember that.
Which was unreal. But for hockey and baseball, it's different. Like, there's a reason it's already happened in both those sports. You know, like in hockey, dude, the way the puck bounces, like you can ride your hot goalie. I'm pretty sure it was Jonathan Quick who was just flipped the switch, became cracked out. You know, baseball, you can go real cold. Your bullpen can suck dick and shit falls apart. With basketball, though, to turn it around after 3 just complete shit shows of games, to turn it around and come back and win 4 straight, like, definitely the hardest sport to do it.
No, for sure, because it's not that it's it's easier to take over a game than it is in any other sport.
Yeah.
Like, Tatum can literally drop 50 and win.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing about it. But I don't know, dude. I feel like the last thing I want to do is count out Jimmy Butler now.
Yeah.
I've done it 3 series in a row.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me he's got a 3-1 lead, and all of a sudden everyone and their mother is going, the Celtics are going to 7 games. Like, Jimmy Butler could go into Boston tomorrow, like in the next 2 days, and win and end the series.
If Jaylen Brown can just...
He's mentally checked out, dude.
If they can be the duo that we saw all season.
He's checked. I'm telling you, he's checked.
Yeah,
I don't know what about it. Even last night when they're going crazy, he's completely checked out. And I don't know why. Even though he was one of the guys in the post conference being like, "Don't let us get this one." Yeah. He looks completely checked out. Completely checked out. Like, at least Tatum looks like he's kind of like starting to dial back in a little bit, but I don't know, dude. That series is going to be very, very interesting. We're either going to witness history or we're going to witness history. An 8 seed going to the finals in the way that they've done it would be history for this Miami team, or we're going to witness the first ever comeback from a 3-0.
Dude, I would so much rather see Celtics Nuggets. Like, so much rather.
All right, let's do a wager then. You take the Celtics and I'll take the Heat.
I'm taking Heat.
To win the series.
I'm taking the Heat. Like,
no, we'll do like a challenge for it.
Okay.
We'll do a punishment.
I'm betting at the sports books, the Heat the rest of the way. Let's just make that clear. Do I think that there will be a Game 7? Yes.
All right, so let's do a little pod challenge. I'll take the Heat to go to the finals. You take the Celtics, but you can bet the Heat and cover.
Loser has to
What?
go on TikTok live on the treadmill for 20 minutes.
That's atrocious, dude.
I was thinking about that on the treadmill yesterday. I was like, dude, this would be a shitty punishment.
If you were just on the treadmill for 20 minutes?
Just at the gym right across the street. Just go live, 20 minutes, make everyone watch you run.
With something else. There's got to be, so you got to be having something else with it. And like, there's got to be something else.
That's kind of shitty, bro, making people watch you run on the treadmill.
It's okay, a 20-minute live on the treadmill while either you're wearing something stupid or what, Nick?
I don't know. That's pretty shitty already.
Chugging a 40.
No, dude. No chugging.
40.
No
40.
chugging.
Drinking a 40.
I don't want there to be any issue with what we're doing at the gym.
That's
Okay,
true.
okay,
That's
okay.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
All right,
yeah,
fine.
you could do a fancy outfit, a nice little. Do it like in a suit.
In a suit.
Dude.
20 minutes in a suit.
That's going to fuck up a suit.
That's why dry cleaning exists.
All right, 20 minutes in like a button down. You have to at least wear a button down.
And tie.
And a tie.
Oh, that's just adding more to the shittiness.
Exactly. If running on a treadmill for 20 minutes, people are going to be like, this is the softest podcast we're watching in the world. There are guys that like run like hours on the treadmill. And we're just like, all right, we got to run 20 minutes on the treadmill on TikTok Live. Like, I'm going to be out of breath, but like that's going to be like a suit and tie. Or not a suit, but a tie and a button down would be funny.
All right, fine.
Fuck. I'm dying.
So if the Heat win the series, I have to do that. The
Yeah.
C's win, you have to do that. I mean, that seems unfair, but, you know, fuck
I
it.
mean, you know what? Fuck, it's not unfair because I was literally on the phone with my friend the other day and he goes, dude, I saw like the highlight reel that We'll Be Seeing podcast. You were like, you did the 40, you were in the dress, like you did the beer mile. I was like, yeah, I've had to do every fucking punishment.
Big content guy.
You didn't do the hot chip, though, and that was the worst one.
That's the only one you've had to do.
Dude, I'm still recovering from that.
That's the only one you had to do. There's no way you're still recovering from that, dude. You were fine like the next day by noon.